Have annoying coworkers in your life? We do too. Stay tuned. Cue the music. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, and welcome back to an episode of the Good Leader Podcast. I have an intro about talking about increasing the world's leadership capacity, and we know the world needs better leaders, and you're one of them and all that, but I can't even get there. Can't even get there.
Our production team won't let us.
The production team, no, they give me dirty looks. The production teams give me dirty looks over here. We're talking about legit business things here, Anj and I've got dirty looks coming from the other side of the table.
We're not optimizing their time.
I guess not, Just Treat. That's her. That's her little Tinkerbell. I don't know why. We got to take that. We got to take that off.
No,
all right.
Perfect. That is you. That is you. You are the Tinkerbell.
There are 75 buttons over there. Every time I ask her to touch one, she can't get the right one. And then it's like, oh, but my little Tinkerbell every time. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are on a mission to increase the world's leadership capacity. And the thing is, we don't get it right all the time. This is an honest podcast. We're not perfect. We're not the world's best leaders. We're just trying to be. We're trying to do all that we can, Jess. And sometimes I get distracted. I was talking to Anj about a pertinent office-related thing where you're going like, in your defense, you did say, hey, we're on a time limit. We got to knock this podcast out. Are you ready? I said yes, and then I guess I wasn't.
So what did we learn in this situation?
I learned you can be a real bee. That's
Real bee.
That's what I learned.
A real.
Yeah, that, exactly.
Real bee.
Keep it.
Hey,
Man,
a Tinkerbell. And I will wear it.
You're lucky
I was
we got
about to
the
say
kids
facial
listening.
expressions.
You are lucky.
Especially.
I wear it with pride, baby.
Well, get
out of my way.
This is your podcast because you're bringing the heat. We're talking about AI to optimize. We've been talking about optimizing your life. We started off big theoretical stuff. I've been taking a lot of the conversation on, my life tips and tricks and hacks and all those kinds of things. But I'll be honest, on the AI, I don't know that I'm your guy. I'm not your guy. AI.
Oh, well, I'm your girl.
That's what I love to hear. So we're going to hear from that. I did give a tip early on, and this was just thrown out quickly, but I thought it would be worth giving a little more juice. I said if you're young, you should travel. A few episodes ago, and I stand by that. Not just young. I am a firm believer in travel. There are a lot of great quotes. That travel helps you to learn. It expands who you are. All those great things. I have found that to be true. I've been fortunate. I've gotten to travel quite a bit in my life. And if I could go back to a younger version of myself, I would highly encourage Jared to travel more. And that's coming from somebody who traveled quite a bit. But do you know the cheapest places in the world to travel? Now, this is a fun little game for us because last time you did so well on guessing.
I actually feel good about this game.
I think I know one, maybe.
You know one. Okay, so
Rochelle's going to be good at this.
Yeah, Rochelle, didn't you live in Norway or something?
I did, yeah.
Tell us that 30-second story.
Well, I mean, the thing about
Lived in
Norway,
Norway.
though, is that it's tied with like Singapore for the most expensive country to live in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
That's
so it's
fascinating.
probably not the cheapest.
Now, were you there?
It's not going to be on the list.
No, it's not just list. But you were there.
No.
You were there for work, right? Or study abroad, or what was it?
Yeah, I was there for work.
Very cool.
How long did you live there?
I lived there 4.5 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yep. Yeah, so I speak a little bit of Norwegian, and I worked with a missions organization called YWAM, or Youth with a Mission, and I loved it. It was amazing.
That is awesome.
That's my 10-second spiel.
That's a good spiel. I can't find my list. I had it here. I had it pulled up. So
I'm the
I can't
researcher.
find
Let me
the
see what I
list.
got.
I had a really
I'll
good
ask
list
you
of
guys.
like great places. Now the thing about these places, I was going to give this location list of places that you could visit on the cheap. Really good stuff. All these international places. Couldn't find those, so I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to give you my next tip while our research team tries to find that. That'd be great. Remember, this is just saying if you're out there and you're going, I don't have the money to travel. Okay, you don't have to travel abroad. So my best tip, okay, Jess, this is for you. National parks. Okay, I am a huge fan, maybe even a nerd about the national park system, but it is just this underrated gem of if you're looking to travel and explore. National parks are awesome. They're all over the place. They have a great souvenirs and collectibles and ways to, check things off your list, and it's just really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Have you explored national parks?
I have been on a national park tour.
Have you really?
With family before.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Which ones? Which one or ones or where you been? What's your favorite?
I went to Zion.
Oh, cool.
I've been to
That's
the
a
Grand
great-
Canyon.
Yep.
I've seen
great.
the arches. Gosh, there's definitely a couple more minor ones, but those are the big ones I remember. We went to 4 different states.
Okay.
Colorado,
Nice.
Nevada, Utah.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
all
yeah,
over
like the
that.
Four Corners. And
Yeah, and that-
yeah.
yeah.
There are a lot of great ones.
It was fun, especially with family that I didn't typically get to see a lot. So, and my favorite cousins were there. So we just made, a little road trip out of it, and it was really fun.
So my tip is, if you're young, and by young, I mean, young is a relative term. I'm talking about if you are an adult. I guess I'm talking about if you're an adult without children.
Yeah.
I guess that's my real clarifier, to be candid. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not even really about being single. It's just not having kids. And maybe I'm too, well, a dink, definitely. Now, if you're a dink,
I'm saying.
double income, no kids, we're going to get onto some airplanes, which Rochelle's list. I'm talking to the person maybe even like, hey, I just got out of college. I went to a private Christian school, so I have an exorbitant amount of student loans. Just whatever.
Not a dink.
Not a dink. I'm just barely surviving. Even you, that's the person I'm really talking to, because I think all you need is a little initiative. If you just be the one to say, hey, group of friends, couple of pals, want to go on a road trip? Let's go. Let's just get in the car. Friday, we get off work, we jump in the car, and we go. I think if you did that, you would just make memory after memory. And the national parks are just a great way to do it. I also think, and we're talking about, I looked up that list, and I think Rochelle might have a few for us in just a second. But
yeah, we could go off yours or mine.
Well, I want to hit this one first, because the ones that I was looking at, those are international. I think when we say travel, that's often what we think about.
Yeah.
But I think because we live in the United States, we're at a disadvantage. Because we live in such a huge country, then we're like, oh, we've never been out of the country. But remember, it's the United States of America, and most countries in the world are the equivalent of our states. So it's like, you can, traveling to Europe, you can go, oh, I could hit like 20 different countries.
It's so true.
It is so true. And we think that's really glamorous, but it's like, yeah, but you could go to 20 different states right here without a passport, without as much money. You don't have to get on an airplane. That's why I'm such a fan of the national park systems.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the size comparatively, I looked up a few of these things and I was like, wow, Croatia is like the size of Maryland.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you remember when we did this?
It's so
Caleb.
And we have no idea. Well, they play that geography game every day, so they know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I can't.
There's a website that shows you like actual size of those. Like, I think it's almost like screenshots we were looking at. But Caleb pulled it up for us. There were various that we were mind blown.
Yes.
Like the United States was actually kind of small compared to, what was it, Russia?
Or
what was the one?
Well, if you don't count Alaska.
Yeah.
Russia's
Remember
huge.
that?
Yes.
And then the side, there were just because you know how on the globe it stretches out, like the more north or south you get, the globe just stretches it, but that's not the actual size.
Yeah,
like
that's
the globe is not
Mercator
drawn
map.
to scale.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. I was 29 years old when I learned that the globe is not drawn to scale.
There you go. Okay.
So,
it's not.
Shout out to
Greenland is not nearly as big as you thought it was.
Is
Africa, not nearly as small as you thought it was.
That is correct. Yes. And so Caleb is here showing me, like, because you can like put them on top of each other, and you know what I'm talking about? That website I'm talking about?
I know lots of websites. I'm kind of a geography nerd. So
Right.
But you know what the concept?
Yes, I do.
Man, when Caleb showed us for the first time, I am not kidding.
yeah.
My mind, I lost 30 minutes of work off that.
Well, but that's why I think, all of that side in and how we're at a disadvantage as being Americans is because we do often think in disproportionate terms, either just the size of things or just like that, like, oh, I've never traveled abroad, or I don't have this thing. Or when I give a tip, like travel when you're young, it's like, oh, well, I don't have enough money to do that. My goodness, if you, like I said, if you just jump to another state or even within your own state, whatever. That's why national park systems, I'm saying go for it. Do you have some countries?
There's some like really beautiful places in the States.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like
they're amazing
stunningly
places.
gorgeous places that don't exist anywhere else.
Absolutely.
And we have like Niagara Falls. We have like, the Grand Canyon. You
Absolutely.
have mountains, you have
Patagonia.
All of them.
desert.
Well, Patagonia's in South America.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It's
Yeah.
all the way
I
down.
told
It's
you
hard
my
to-
geography.
It's hard to get to too.
It's where? South
Patagonia
America?
stuff, yeah.
It's
South
all the
America,
way
like Chile.
at the
What's
very
the one
bottom.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of that's north?
I don't know, but the Grand Tetons are great. When I first went to the Grand Tetons, that's what a mountain's supposed to look like. When you think of a mountain in your brain, like the quintessential mountain,
That's the screensaver.
It's the Grand Tetons. It's and you go there and it's majestic. But once again, sometimes familiarity breeds contempt, and I think because it's just we downplay it. And it's like, oh well, I've never been. Like I hear people, I've never been overseas.
Yeah.
I've never done. It was like
Totally.
When I say travel, then I encourage you. Live life, get out there, do some stuff. You got any of those cheap countries for us though? If we are wanting to get a little crazy, where are some cheap countries we can visit?
Well, this is good if you're living in the States, but Mexico.
Let me hear it. Oh yeah, right
Mexico.
there.
Super good, super easy, super cheap. If you want to go a little farther, Vietnam.
Okay. I hear
Vietnam.
Vietnam's really cool to visit. Never been.
Yeah. Beautiful. Also very cheap. Really good food. If you want a cheap place to visit in Europe,
Okay.
Albania.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And I've even heard like a lot of like the Balkan countries, like Latvia.
Lithuania, Estonia. Estonia is gorgeous. I recommend everybody goes to Estonia.
You've been to Estonia?
Yeah.
That's cool. I've never been.
I'm telling you, she's
nice.
been all over.
Yeah.
What's the 4 years in Norway?
Well, yeah.
Not only that, but
You got to jump around.
Yeah, well,
And you lived out.
2 years of that was COVID. And so,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was before and after that I got to travel a lot.
Well, that's my tip.
Bummer.
Travel. Thank you, Rochelle. Appreciate you having my back. I couldn't find the website. My last little tip here, and this is going to require some discipline on our part. So, I'm no Dave Ramsey. I believe in credit cards. If you have the discipline to pay it off, get a credit card, get a travel credit card, earn points, use the points. Because especially the first one, you can often get 40, 50, 60,000 bonus miles right off the which will pay for your ticket.
Yep.
So if you're looking like, I want to travel, great. Google up
points,
best travel credit cards, get you one, use the points. It's amazing. Well, when we get back from the break, we're going to dive into not credit cards or travel, but Jess Treat has her top 5. Is it top 5? I don't want to speak out of turn.
Top 5.
Top 5 way to AI after the break.
Paradigm Shift is on a mission to increase the world's leadership capacity. If you're interested in optimizing your team for success, we deliver workshops, keynotes, and coaching sessions for professionals. Check out our offerings and topics at ps.company/professional.
Love that. If you do need something, check out ps.company. We got all kinds of stuff for you. What we need is more AI in our life. Jess, give me your list.
All right.
AI to optimize.
This is Jess's top 5 list. Simple and surprising ways that AI can change your life.
Okay. I'd love to hear this.
This one I learned from TikTok. A lot of these have kind of been TikTok based, but creating a meal plan.
Oh, okay.
So what you can do is you get into your AI source of choice. Mine is ChatGPT. And you can basically say, this is the calorie deficit I want to be in. These are my macros that I want to hit.
Tip.
This is what I'm allergic to. This is what I do not want to eat. This is what I have in my pantry.
Okay.
Create a meal plan for however long you want, a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year.
That's a great
And it
tip.
lays out a very diverse, scheduled snacks, breakfast, lunch. And
That's
dinner.
really good. Because you can even make it find you recipes.
Yes.
And give you your grocery list.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the above.
Yep.
or
That's a
organize
great
the
one.
grocery list you might already
That's so
have.
good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yes.
Just A+ on tip number 1. I'm going to grade each of these.
I'm finding the applause button. Everybody, please stand by.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me that Tinkerbell.
just do
Lord.
Okay. Coming in at number 2.
Okay.
Preparing for tests, meetings, and interviews.
Oh.
So
I don't have a lot of those.
what you can do, no meetings. This is fun. This kind of goes into my number 4 as well. So for tests, I mean, you can upload notes, criteria that you have to meet, a study guide, for example, and put it into ChatGPT and say, what are the main points that I need to hit in this studying? Can you make me a study session?
Okay.
That kind of thing. For meetings and interviews, I mean, you can record them and have it transcript it for you. So that is my number 4 as well. Record, transcript, and summarize meetings. So you can literally just record your meeting here.
Yep.
We could record this, upload it to ChatGPT, and ask them to transcribe it and to create meeting notes for you. So that, I mean, you could be listening in your meeting, but you don't have to take notes.
Can I do a sub point to that? What I think you were here when we discovered this too. Zoom integrates with AI now. So when you automate the recording with AI, it does all the note taking for it. Like when you end your Zoom call, it will send to the owner or whatever all of the. I mean, it's a pretty detailed breakdown of everything that was discussed.
I love that.
And I look back.
I'm a note taker.
Yeah,
so
I look back to when I was writing for the newspaper and I had to conduct so many different interviews and I had to record, but I had to sit and play back every
You're like,
single
what'd that person say? How'd they say that?
And if I just had AI at the time, I could have just honestly helped it write my article for me.
My favorite one for that is otter.ai. I don't know if y'all have used that.
Okay.
But it's a really good one if you're trying to transcribe really anything. I mean, I think it does integrate with Zoom. Also, I've got several people I'm in mastermind groups with that they can't come to the mastermind, but they just send their robot.
Yeah.
They send their AI robot to just transcribe the entire meeting.
That is crazy.
That's
they're
what I
not
want to
even
do.
at the meeting now, but they don't want to miss it, so they just
Stop.
just
They
read
send
the notes
their
later.
robot.
And
my assistant,
I call it a robot.
the robot, will be there.
I like to think there's an actual robot showing up. It's not. It's just the software. But
what if it could talk to you? That'd be so fun.
it would be
Does
better.
it have an avatar? Does it like a little robot?
No, it just in the chat says like,
Yeah. Why don't they have that?
Johnny is a loser. He's not here, but I am. I'm Johnny's robot.
That's very
That's actually what it says.
I want a robot. Can I get a robot?
It's like,
That's
really?
Jared
Somebody
sarcasm.
get me a robot.
It notifies you like you'll see Johnny's on screen, like on a Zoom call. Johnny's on screen. It's like, hey, Johnny, what's up? Where are you? In the chat. Hi, I'm Otter.ai recording the transcript for Johnny or whatever. It notifies you.
That's incredible.
It notifies
I love
you.
it.
Not in a fun way. Now you want that. Hey, any AI company want to hire me to make their AI more fun and approachable? I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, coming in at number 3, journaling and behavior analyzation. So I've seen, this might be for people who maybe are caring about their mental health, can't afford therapy per se. You can journal your thoughts and put it into AI and have it analyze your behavior.
That's scary to me.
And I will say it does, give you a warning, like AI obviously isn't completely accurate, but it can tell you like the gaps that you're missing in your thoughts, if that makes sense. Like you could be journaling and like, I had the situation with a friend and this is how I feel about it. And this is how she feels about it. Is there something that I'm missing? And I've seen people talk about it.
You are a jerk.
Yes. No.
You should apologize.
Don't you need to hear that sometimes?
You do. Sometimes you need to hear that. Thank you, robot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 4 was record, transcript, and summarize meetings.
Yep,
So
that's good
I already
stuff.
did that. And then number 5, proofreading. This one for me is big because it just works in my everyday. But proofreading and writing caption descriptions and social media content.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and it could be proofreading for literally anything. It could be proofreading an email. There was one time I was angry about something. And I typed in my message.
Make it nicer.
And I said, can you make this more nice and professional?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want my emotions to come across to that person. And so I just said, can you make this sound nicer? And it did.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But then also like for writing captions, I use it sometimes for descriptions for the Good Leader podcast. I literally tell it what we talked about and it writes up a description for me. So I use that on a day-to-day basis.
These are great tips, Jess.
I know they are.
I love it.
Also, off of that one, do you have it on your
An app?
no, your wow, I can't remember keyboard. Do you have it on like your keyboard?
No.
So I've done this. I do this to Jared a lot actually, because we don't get to talk all the time, so I can have a very long message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe it or not, I run it through AI a lot to like make this shorter.
Oh, okay.
Or highlight the points if you can.
Wow.
So I'll have like, let's, say the whole thing typed out.
So that's when I get 2 quick things.
Actually, the 2 quick things is usually me.
Okay.
When I have it, but see, look, I can have it change grammar, change tone, ask AI to rewrite, translate this, paraphrase. Usually I use paraphrase. Paraphrase this for me.
What keyboard is that? What did you download to have that?
I think this is ChatGPT's chat with AI. Let me see.
And they have like a keyboard extension?
Really?
Yeah, it's a keyboard extension. So now I'm right back here. Type AI.
Yeah.
I think this is ChatGPT.
Yeah. I have the app on my phone. I use it.
But it's a keyboard extension. And so
Wow, I didn't know they had a keyboard extension.
I can do it
awesome.
like right here in my text. So after I've sent it, and I can do it anywhere my keyboard. So I can do it on Slack too. Like if I'm slacking, normally it's with Slack because that's where it gets the longest.
Yeah.
And I can still just do the extension right there.
That is so cool.
I got a hot take. I got a hot take to end this day.
Let's hear it.
And this is not a tip.
I'm ready.
I could be your curmudgeon on the corner about this if I wanted to, but I'm not, because I think, okay, we got all these apps out there and everybody's talking about AI all the time. That's the curmudgeon.
That's all. When I was doing research, I was like, God, all I see is negative.
It's a lot of negative out there.
We've been using AI
Okay, this is kind of my hot take.
for so long.
This is kind of my hot take.
Yeah.
We should just stop using the phrase AI. Because I think if you just said, hey, there's a really cool website that's going to help you proofread. Oh, what's the website? ChatGPT. Oh, there's a really cool website that can transcribe your stuff. What's the website? Otter.ai. Oh, cool. People would have a completely different perspective on AI and the way we're using AI right now. And I think all of the, certainly all of the.
Grammarly was out way
Grammarly
before
is AI.
It is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But we didn't call it that. They just said,
Google.
oh, there's this extension.
What's Google?
It's an extension. It's an app.
What's
It's
Google?
these things. So my hot take is if I was running an AI company, I would not call it AI. Just come out and be like, I know that for fundraising, AI is the big thing if I want to get really business technically about it.
Yeah.
But just from the everyday application and use, all these things, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just not high horse.
It's
I'm
almost
like, wow,
like a calculator.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Literally, I was going to
Okay.
say, a calculator was like the original AI.
Yeah.
You know, I'm inputting something. It's doing it faster than I can do it.
Yep.
Great. I'm going to input what I need. Meal plan. I love your meal plan tip. I thought that was the best one. I was like, wow, that's a good one. Because you could do that on your own. It's just going to take me a lot longer. Mm-hmm. I could do this math problem a lot on my own. I'm going to use a calculator. It's a lot easier. Mm-hmm. I could proofread this on my own. Grammarly makes it a lot faster. Mm-hmm. I could make this softer on my own. This just makes it my life a lot easier. Mm-hmm. So that's my hot take.
Because it's not replacing.
AI. It's not replacing anything.
You still have to do the work to be like, this is what I want. This is like, you have to still input the things. You have to do the analysis, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's a computer. It's only as good as the parameters that you give it. And if you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't have that expertise, if you're not putting in the right parameters, it's not going to give you
it still requires some thought.
What you're looking for.
That's exactly right. So if you're out there and you're nervous about AI taking jobs, it's going to. But so does every piece of technology ever created. Computers did, and so did plows. So every step along the way, humans were replaced with plows. Plows were replaced with tractors. Tractors replaced by calculators. Calculators with computers. Computers with the robots. I say, bring it on, Mr. Bot. Miss Jess Treat, thank you for that list. I loved it. I'm going to go meal prep right now, and then I'm going to gripe out all of my rude employees. Until then, go out there and be a good leader.
You can never just let go of the bit, can you? You can't let go of it.
That's not a bit. You being a rude employee today?
You started this episode with the bit, and now here we are.
I'm just like concluding.
It was good bookends.
I like, yeah.